Hello guys, welcome to The Young and Bold with Adams, Voices of the Youth, Vision for the World, a space where we talk real, live bold, and inspire change. As I always say, whether you're building yourself, looking for motivation, this is your home. So guys, today on set is an amazing guest. He owns a publishing company, and without further ado, I'll give him time to introduce himself. Karibu.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Samuel Ndung'u, and I come from Nakuru, and I run Veritas House Publishers as a CEO, and we've been in operation for the last 9 months or so.
Wow. Yeah, feel at home.
Thank you so much.
So could you tell us about Veritas House Publishers and brief history, how it began and all that?
All right. In my professional background is that I took a BA in Language and Literary Studies from Moi University. Then in the course of my studies, I began writing and publishing. So by the time I was in second year at the university, I was publishing in newspapers, articles. So I had that passion and I continued writing for a long time, up until COVID time in 2020, when I now ventured into the writing of books. And I got clients from different places. I was working under a different publishing house. So in 2025, I saw the need to go solo. So that is how I registered the company with the government. And we've been in operation since.
Wow.
Yes.
It's been a journey.
Yes, it has been. Yeah.
So what inspired you to start this?
I'm a very big fan of books. I love books from my childhood. I have always had an interest in books. So I felt I could do something to add value to written content. So that is part of what inspired me. But also, it's also a business.
Yeah.
So it is part of entrepreneurship. So it is both a way of, as a hobby, and it's also a source of income for me.
Yeah, true.
Oh, yes.
So I have this, is my apostle. He speaks about purpose, yeah? So I don't know if this is your purpose.
Well, that's a good one. I would say it is part of it.
Part of it.
It is part of the purpose for which God created me. There are other things I do. I am also a servant of God. I serve God as a leader in my church. I also teach discipleship lessons in my church. And then most of the publishing and writing we do is inspirational, based on the Bible. So 95% of the material we have published is based on the Bible. So the overarching purpose I would describe is now advancing the kingdom of God and letting people know that they can serve God in their own different capacities, even as they continue now advancing their own lives with God's help.
Yeah, true.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I don't know if it's a myth or what, but we see that young people, only few of them, take that initiative to at least write a book or publish one, right? And at least you'd see people aged, maybe around, maybe 40s, 50s onwards. So what's your thoughts on that one? Would you advise young people to also write books, and why would you, if yes, then why?
Well, I would, in my opinion, I would say that when someone is young, say in their late teens or early 20s or even late 20s, they can take some time and first learn before they venture out and begin sharing knowledge with other people. First learn and build themselves, and then from there they can consider publishing. You see, there are books we do like autobiographies. We have published a few of them. Real life stories of individuals, maybe who have had very outstanding experiences in life. Some of them maybe survived sicknesses that would otherwise have killed them. Others have gone through very difficult circumstances. But those now are people that are maybe beyond 40 and above. So when someone is very young, I would recommend that they first learn the ropes of life. Then from there, they can now later on begin, when they have gathered some experience in life and understood things from a wider perspective, they can now venture into writing. The only exception I could give is if someone has had a very outstanding life, they have made an outstanding achievements, then they can go ahead and consider documenting them.
So what if you could just take me through that steps of maybe if I want to publish one, I'm a beginner, I know nothing from the scratch, right?
Yes.
So what should I do? What initiatives should I take to start?
All right. That's a very good question. And we respond to that question to our client. That question is asked to us by many clients. Where do I begin?
Yeah.
Now that I'm totally green in writing and publishing. Now, I would classify the process of writing a book in two broad classes. The first one is now conceiving the idea of the book.
Yeah.
And that is the most important. Conceiving the idea in your mind, in your heart of hearts. You come up with the idea that you want to put out there for people to read. So that will require a lot of soul searching. It also requires that you do a little bit of research. Read books that are in the genre that you intended to write in. Yeah. If it is, for example, poetry you wish to write, you learn from other authors, poets who have published poetry. Yeah. If it is an autobiography, you do the same. If it is an academic book, you learn from those who have gone to that direction. So that is the first major step. Then the second step that someone needs to take to publish a book is now to begin actualizing that dream. Yeah. They could do the writing themselves or engage someone who is trained and skilled to help them in the writing. Yeah. Of course, they partner with them. And that is part of what we do. Yeah. We partner with others. They have an idea in their mind. They want to translate into a book, but they don't have the ability to write. But we can now help them using the professional skills we have. Yes.
Okay. I've seen situations whereby I know one who used AI to maybe write a story about something. Is it logic to do that, or what's your thoughts on that?
Well, we are in the era of AI. That is undeniable. And of course, people are using AI to write. But AI cannot replace human beings. Yeah. If you do content using AI, number one, it looks very formulaic. Yeah. And someone can tell, so a skilled eye can tell this material does not have a human touch. And then in many cases, it has elements of repetition, unnecessary repetition. And a reader will feel that they are being taken for granted because the author keeps repeating the same idea again and again. Yeah. The other thing is to do with the structure of the material. Yeah. Say you find sentences and paragraphs that probably have got 2 or 3 sentences. They are poorly developed. Yeah. So one can use AI in their writing, but they need to master the tool. You master the tool such that, as they say in computer language, garbage in, garbage out. If you give AI poor commands, it is going to give you poor output. So I would recommend, if you have to use AI, then you need to master prompt engineering. Yeah. Ask the right questions so that you can get the correct answers. Yeah. And even before someone ventures into AI, I would suggest that someone takes some courses in writing. Yeah, and they develop content themselves. Yeah. Yeah. But AI is not a bad thing. So I wouldn't discredit AI completely.
Just mastering the concept of using it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that one leads us to my next question. What does it take for one to become a successful writer?
It's a good question, and I cannot claim to have all the answers. But to become a successful writer, you need a few things. The first of which is passion. Yeah. You need to be passionate about writing, because sometimes when you are developing content, you have to sit behind a desk for many hours to come up with a draft that people can read. So you need passion and the ability to enjoy being alone. Yeah. You need that one quite a lot. As a writer, you cannot be probably out and about every other moment, and while you need some time to sit down and concentrate on the concept you are developing. Yeah. That's number one. Number two, there's mastery of the genres of writing. You need to master the genre in which you are writing. If you're doing inspirational books, you need to have some background in reading
Yeah, true.
the material that has been published in that particular genre. If you are doing a novel, for instance, you need to have read a few novels. If you are doing inspirational books, you need to have read some good inspirational works. Then once you do that, it becomes easy for you to become a successful writer. The other thing, number 3, is persistence, because you don't always get breakthrough in your first attempt. So you need to be persistent in your writing, and also you need to be teachable.
Yeah, true.
Teachability, having a teachable spirit is very, very good. Sometimes, as a professional who has been trained to do writing and has been writing for the last maybe 19 years, I encounter clients who have not gone to school as much as I have, but they have very useful insights that I learn from them. So you have to be teachable to be able to become a successful writer. Then I think the other thing is to know the audience for which you are writing. Because we don't write in a vacuum. So you need to master the audience for which you are writing. If you are writing for students, for example, in academic institutions, in universities, in colleges, you need to know the kind of language they use, the experiences they have, and things like that. That way you're going to be a successful writer.
Yeah, true.
Exactly. So basically, in a nutshell, that's what I would say.
So I know there are instances whereby somebody starts maybe to write a story, planning to publish, but then they never finish their books. Why is that so?
Writing is not easy. As I've said previously, it is very demanding. Sometimes you may get to a point where you begin your writing journey with a lot of zeal, but you run out of steam midway. So there are many people who have very excellent ideas, but they have not been able to execute them because, number one, they are not able, for whatever reason, to invest time into the work. Number 2, effort into the work. And then number 3 is the ability again to expose your work to criticism, positive criticism. Those 3 things, they can keep you grounded for a long time. So if you don't take your time, don't invest your energy, and expose your work out there to people, even if it is in your small circle, your friends and your maybe professional colleagues and things like that, then you might have a very good story in your mind, but that never sees the light of day. Yeah.
So let's say I've documented everything from my childhood up to where I'm right now. So I don't have that concept of publishing a book or how to write, right? I just have the flow of how my life began up to where I am. So how can you assist me so that I'd do a professional book? Yeah.
All right. Now, if someone were to come with an idea like the one you're giving and they have written the material, at Veritas House Publishers, we request them to give us the manuscript for a professional review. So we subject it to professional review, of course, bearing in mind the requirements of the genre in which they are writing. In this case, you are talking about an autobiography or a real life story. So we subject that manuscript to a thorough analysis. What are the strengths, for example, of this material that has been developed? What are the weaknesses? What are the structural challenges in that book in terms of form and content about what is written? And then we identify the gaps so that now we are able to guide from there onwards. So there are 2 ways after we have done that, we can approach it in 2 ways. We either refer the material, the feedback we have generated to the client to do the work themselves, the revision, or we come in now and assist at a modest fee to develop the content into a publishable book. Yes. Yes.
Now, people think that professional layout of a book is very much essential.
Yes.
Could you briefly talk about that?
Yes. The layout, as you are saying, is also called typesetting. And this is where now, for example, you take the content of that has been developed for a book, and you use a certain program. In our case, we use Adobe InDesign to format the material into the material that it will be when it is printed, into exactly how it will appear. And professional layout is very important, and it bears in consideration things like having a proper cover page, a title page, which is the very first page that you encounter when you open a book.
Yeah, true.
Then after that, we have also the copyright page, where we have the copyright statement and the title of the book and the ISBN number. Then after that, we have the table of contents. There's a way they follow each other, as there are global standards for that. Then, of course, you now begin with the front matter, which are the acknowledgement, the dedication, the preface, and the introduction. Then from there, now you begin with the chapters. Laying out a book in that way, in a professional manner, where you have the correct font size. Not too small, not too big. Where you have running headers. On the top of the page, we have the title of the book. On the even page numbers, we have the title of the book. On every page, even page number. Then on the odd page numbers, we have the title of the particular chapter where the content is, and so on and so forth. Then we have things like text wrap, where you highlight material that you would want to stand out to your readers. And doing this is very important because, number one, it helps make reading easy. Because if and enjoyable, if a material that has been professionally typeset, it becomes easy. It is even appealing to the eye, and the reader is able to enjoy the process of reading. It also helps in creating an appeal for in marketing the book, because if the layout is well done, then even a reader from a very far will be interested to see. This material has been well presented. What exactly is it about? So layout for me is like the way we dress. So when you're going to an occasion, you dress for that particular occasion. So a book should be able to be done well, professionally, typeset, so that now it can communicate the message. You can have a very good message, but if the layout is bad, then it is not going to be appealing or even enjoyable to the reader. Yes.
So do you ever find cases whereby you're forced maybe to advise one to maybe you give them maybe a title, or if somebody just comes to you and they just give you a title? Because I know if I come with you have to read everything.
Yes.
So maybe have you ever felt like maybe this title is not appealing to whatever the content is? Are there such cases?
Yes, we do have such cases. And I actually had one last week. Yes, a case of that nature. After reading the content in that particular manuscript, I felt that the title was not an accurate reflection of the content of that manuscript. And so I advised the client, we need to change this title and adjust it in this particular manner. And so what we do is that we give our professional advice and leave the final choice with the author. Luckily for the one I had last week, we were able to settle on a better, more appealing title. So we encountered those issues.
So what factors should authors consider before proceeding to publish a bulk printing?
Well, and of course, by bulk printing, you mean the printing of many books. Well, now, there are many things to consider before printing your work in bulk. Number one, you have to ensure that the cover you are using is appealing, because a cover is like a face. So you have to ensure that it is the best you can have. So you don't print many books in lump sum and then your cover is not appealing. So because the cover is used for marketing. That is number one. Number two, regarding the inner content, an author has to ensure that it has been thoroughly edited and proofread thoroughly. If possible, by at least 3 people, editing and proofreading. because in some cases you encounter materials, books, even magazines sometimes, and different publications that have been poorly edited and proofread. And grammatical mistakes will be screaming from the page, asking for attention. So I would advise someone to make sure that their material is thoroughly edited and proofread. And then another thing, of course, you have to also consider like the quality of the work, the quality of the printing work. We have different people who offer printing services. Some of them offer poor quality work. So you have to ensure before you do bulk printing that you are going to get exactly what you need. For example, there are different types of paper that are used for the cover. And they depend on the grammage of the paper. Some of them are 200 GSM, others are 250 GSM, and so on and so forth. So before bulk printing is done, you have got to ensure that you have the correct texture. The grammage of the paper is the correct one. You can feel this one is quite hard for the cover. And of course, it has been laminated. There's a piece of polythene paper that has been attached to it so that it becomes waterproof. So you got to ensure that that is done. Then also you need to consider the layout. Has it been well done? I advise, at Veritas, we advise clients, ensure that your material is professionally typeset, because after you do bulk printing, this now becomes a permanent record. It's a permanent record. It will be in circulation for a long time. So you have got to ensure that the content is ready for the press before you send it for bulk printing. Yes. Of course, other considerations would include how much are you being charged for printing? Because there are service providers who charge you differently. So you've got to ensure that you get a good bargain.
I'm very much curious to know how you come up with the chapters, and then like after this, at this juncture, this is where we have the chapter 1. At this juncture, we have the chapter 2. So how do you come up with that?
Well, that's a very good one. You remember you asked how you can become a good writer. And it is at that stage, and this is something, by the way, I've taught I used to teach English and literature in high school. And I used to love teaching composition. And there's the concept of conceptualization. You need to conceive the idea in your mind first. Just the way babies are conceived in their mother's wombs. You need to conceive that idea, the idea of your book, before you begin anything to do with the writing. Once you do that, and you have a good working title, now it becomes very easy to come up with the different chapters that you have to include. The things you must remember, bear in mind, is that the content of a book must go full circle. When you are generating chapters, the content of the book must go full circle. What this means is you have a very logical beginning and a logical progression towards the conclusion. So in school, they taught us about plot when they were teaching us English. And in plot, we have the opening, and then we have rising action, we have falling action, and then we have the resolution. That is how basically the content of a book must go. You must build it up from a beginning, a logical beginning. Usually it begins slowly with the preface, which tells us, why are you writing this book? That's the preface. Then after that, you have the introduction. You give us a general overview of the book. Then from there now you begin building block after block until you reach a climax, and then you come to a resolution. It is at the conclusion now that you come and tell us, when we were beginning this material, I told you that we would go this far. And now I'm calling you now to assess whether we have gone that far we intended to come. And a good writer, someone who is trained, someone who is passionate about reading and writing, will be able to do that with a lot of ease.
So what does ISBN stand for, and what is it that every published book should have?
Well, that's a good one. In every published book, we have this number that we have on the back cover. This is a barcode. And then the same number is usually inserted on the title page of the book, right here. right here where we have the copyright statements and all the disclaimers that you need to do so that the material is copyright protected. It is according to the law. So an ISBN, that's an initial for International Standard Book Number. It is a global thing.
Oh.
It is a global standard in publishing, where every book is required to have an ISBN. So what you do, you get it from the Kenya National Library Service. They have a website. You create an account with them, knls.ac.ke, and then you can buy as many as you desire to have. So the ISBN, number one, is used for copyrighting the material to yourself. It signifies that this, because it is unique for every title, it signifies that the material belongs to you. And then in places where books are sold, in bookshops and supermarkets and what have you, they use the ISBN barcode as a way of now they scan this when you are buying the book.
Oh yeah.
They scan this so that it can reflect on your invoice and on your receipt. So basically, an ISBN is a must-have for a published book. You must have it. Otherwise, you'll not have met the requirements for publishing.
Also, it has to be. It is part of the requirements for.
Yes.
So, what are other requirements for maybe publishing a book?
Well, the book needs to have an author. Even if it is a joint authorship. There are books that are written by 10 authors, even 20. So a published material must have an author. Some of these books again are published by institutions, like churches, universities, colleges. So a book must have an author. It also must have a publisher. Even if it is self-published, you must indicate who has published it. So you can either have a publisher who is established and doing that as we do, or now if it is someone who is doing it independently, they write it is published by themselves. That means it is self-published. Basically, and of course, it must have content. You must have content because what are you publishing if you have nothing to tell us?
You definitely must have content.
It must have content. So basically, those are the requirements. Yes.
So what are the key stages of the process of publishing a book?
That's a very good one. And this is part of what we do every day. I would classify them into 6 stages. The first one, I would say, is content generation. You've got to generate the content that you want to write. So you come up with a working draft. That is, it could even be a concept in your mind at that point. But now you engage someone who is trained in writing to help you in writing. That is content generation. Number 2, you've got to do editing and proofreading. Editing and proofreading entails going through the document very carefully and removing grammatical mistakes, removing tense mistakes and all that, and ensuring that the language just flows well. Removing structural mistakes. If, for example, you put material in chapter 2 that should have been in the introduction, you correct that when you are doing editing and proofreading. So that is the second stage. Then the third stage is typesetting or layout. Is now after you have agreed on the final manuscript, the content of the final manuscript is when now you sit down and you prepare the material in readiness for publication. That's when you do typesetting. And after you do that typesetting, we recommend that you give it to some people, independent people, to just read through it and make sure that it is well with that material. So that in case you missed out grammatical mistakes here and there, you correct them at that particular point. Those are 3 stages. Then stage number 4 are the cover design. The cover, of course, is the cover has got 2 parts: the front page, cover page, and the back cover page. So to do this, you need to get a good professional graphics designer whom you provide with the information about the book, about the author, and a photo of the author. Then, of course, the name of the publisher and the ISBN barcode. Once you provide them with this information that appears on the back page, and of course the title of the book, then they come up with designs on for the cover. So that is stage number 4, cover design. Then number 5 is the acquisition of the ISBN. So it's a process. You have to apply for this from the KNLS website, or you can go to the offices physically. They offer you the assistance you need. Then after you have done that, now you do the bulk printing. So those are 6 stages. Yes, content generation is 1, 2, editing and proofreading, 3, layout and typesetting, 4, cover design, 5, ISBN acquisition, and then 6, bulk printing.
There are situations whereby one has a good manuscript, but it still fails to become a good book. What happens?
That's a good one. You can have a good manuscript, but end up not having a good book if the people that are helping you do the publishing do not invest enough energy, professional energy, and insights into helping you refine the book into a publishable material. Let me say for a fact that every book you see is a working draft. Even the ones we have published, you still find a mistake or two. But those mistakes should not be as a result of intentional oversight. They should be as a result of human error.
Yeah.
You made those mistakes just because you are human, not because you are not willing to sink energy into making the material a good one. So if the people who are doing such things as editing and proofreading, if they only massage the ego of the writer and tell them, oh, this is a good one, they don't want to ask hard questions, then chances are very high you're going to have a bad book even after having a good manuscript.
Yeah.
Yes. So you've got to be ready to answer hard questions. Yes.
So I know definitely you have cases whereby you encounter challenges with authors.
Yes.
So how do you go about that? Or maybe you can do a mention.
Yeah. The challenges we face with others, even number one is if an author is so set in his ways, they're not willing to listen to you as a professional service provider, then you're going to have a very hard time trying to help them actualize their dream and publish their work. So if they are unteachable, they don't cooperate with you, it becomes very hard. That is one major challenge. The other one is failure or refusal to give feedback when it is expected. Say, for example, you are working on a project with an author, and say you have agreed in your agreement that you are going to, after you have done editing and proofreading, you're going to give them material for approval so that they can read through and say if they approve of the material or not. And then they take forever to give you feedback. That's a very major challenge that you might face as a publisher. The other one is authors who intended to publish, but they don't want to pay for the services that you offer them. So they feel like they would want you to offer the services for free, and yet it's a business, huh?
Who does that, by the way? Because when I come to you, I know definitely I must pay you for you to publish my book.
Well, we have people from different backgrounds, and some of them seem to assume or suppose that you can offer them services for free. And it's very unfortunate that it happens, but it does happen.
And then that must be a lot.
It
Because
happens.
The process of just maybe having a layout of everything,
Yes.
and then now leave alone the publishing part. Just you reading everything, and then you align everything in order.
Oh, yes.
It's a lot of work.
Yes, it is. And it is very engaging. But we encounter we have encountered others of that nature. Or they make a commitment, they make a financial commitment, I'm going to pay this amount, but they keep shifting goalposts for whatever reason. So those are the challenges we face. How do you overcome them? Well, we move when you move. Yes. So if you're not willing, for example, to make a commitment, a financial commitment, and you want your work done, we will hold it until you make it a priority. When it becomes a priority to you, it will become a priority to us. When it matters to you, it will matter to us.
Now, this is kind of personal. Do you ever get bored maybe when you are going through somebody's story, and then you're like, this story is not catchy?
Yes, it happens. It happens. You read a manuscript that is meant to be considered for publication, then you find, no, this one is not good. So what you do is that because you're your intention as a publisher is to help the author actualize their vision, and they have approached you because they know you can help, is you do a very good report, a manuscript review report. You tell them, in this chapter, you have said this and this. Well, it would have been better if you had said this and that. Then, in terms of language, for example, you can give a comment and say, the language is poorly done. And you give examples. You don't just disqualify. You can point out like 5-6 examples. On this page, you use the wrong tense. On this other page, you use the wrong spellings, and so on and so forth, so that they can see what exactly you are talking about. But no manuscript is beyond redemption. Yes. If the author is willing to cooperate with the publisher, no manuscript is beyond redemption. Even if it means doing many revisions, that is doable. But you have to cooperate. The manuscript, the originator of the manuscript and the publisher must work hand in hand. Yes.
So rumors has it that Kenyans have poor reading culture. Do you ascertain that, or if yes, why? If no, why?
I would not say it is a rumor. It has some element of truth in it. Yeah. Most Kenyans, compared to other countries, most Kenyans don't read quite as much as they should.
Yeah.
And even in our academic institutions, when I was at the university, I noted this, that some people are waiting to read when the exam is only 2 weeks away. So the rest of the time, they don't spend time with the books. And so we have a problem with our reading culture. But of course, there are those people who read. They are committed to gaining knowledge. And I would say congratulations to them. And encourage as many people as possible to consider increasing their intake of written material. I think one of the ways we mitigate that is that when we are doing writing and publishing, we don't go for books that are beyond 150 pages when it comes to writing and publishing, because most Kenyans are going to fear that book. I've been privileged to work in a situation where there's a bookshop. Unapata mtu akija kununua anaangalia the volume of the book. Naona hii nitaweza kusoma. So ananunua. Akiona ni kubwa, sema hii ni kubwa sana. So we try to strike that balance. Kasikuwe kadogo sana, sababu watu wataidharau. Na isikuwe ndefu sana, watu wataiogopa. So you have to work with a compromise figure. 100 to 150 pages is good.
But then I'll talk of reading culture. You know, let me talk about a little bit of myself now.
Yes.
Now, when I was in primary, I used to have problems with maybe self-esteem or even just expressing myself.
Yes.
Now, ungekaa ukisikia mtu akiongea huko unashanga, kwani hawa wako dunia gani na sisi tuko dunia gani?
Yeah.
Now, something just came to me. I knew how to read.
Yes.
Yeah. So I came to loving novels. So I could take my time.
Yes.
Read. I could take a book, maybe even if it's 200 pages or what, I'll take a day and finish that book.
Yes.
Then it came with a change on me. I realized now I could now express myself.
Yes.
Talk publicly. It did have a good change on me.
Yes. Books have that effect. There's this book by Dr. Ben Carson, Think Big.
I read that one also.
You read? Yeah. I also did when I was in primary school. And it was very powerful.
He did.
And he shares how he had learning problems when he was in primary school.
Yeah.
Because of watching too much TV. But his parents came to a point where they said, no TV before you do your homework and before you do any other assignment you might be given. And you cannot watch TV beyond a certain limit of time. And that is how people can grow. That is how Dr. Ben Carson managed to become a neurosurgeon, one of the most successful in the world, because of exercising his mind through reading.
Now, do you think it's also influenced by maybe a parent being supportive? Because you can recall the mother was very much supportive.
Oh,
and
yes.
She would tell him, you can do this.
Yes, parents have a very big influence on the reading of their children. Very big, I would say so. Like myself, when I was young, my dad used to buy storybooks for me. There's one I remember, Jogu the Prophet. And that is what triggered my interest in reading and writing. And I was in class 5, standard 5. So I see I have a son who is 3.5. And whenever I sit down and I want to read, he comes and he says, tusome.
Yeah.
He's only 3.5. He has not even gone to school. So parents have a very big impact on the reading of their children.
Yeah.
Very, very big.
Let me give you an instance. Now, this young guy got 83 in KCPE. Total overall marks. Now, the parent...
Out of 500.
The parent told him, now, Evans, sasa we tafuta tu namba ya spana. So it's being directed to mechanics.
To the mechanic, yeah.
Was that a way to maybe... Because I felt his dreams were shattered, yes. Because definitely must have a problem somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
And definitely it's something to do with reading.
Well, that's a good one. Technical courses are good. We cannot say that they are like being a mechanic, and you know, these courses in which you do manual work, they are very good. And there are people who have made a very good and decent income through them. But I believe that someone can be the quality of their life if they are also good in reading, and they take the effort that is needed to become good readers. So in such a case, I will probably have advised him, the parents, to be more intentional about teaching this child how to read. Spend time with them in reading, and even probably give them another year or 2 to go back to school, repeat that class, and see if they are going to pick up. And definitely they can. With proper encouragement and mentorship, anybody can become a good reader. By the way, who have, you see, like George W. Bush, the president of the US, I think the 43rd, he has a problem, inaitwa dyslexia. Dyslexia ni mtu akisoma P anaandika 9. Kisoma D anaandika B. Inverted. He managed to become the president of the US because he was supported by members of his family, his parents. So anybody can become a good reader, however weak they might be.
And I also feel the environment also affects, because still I'll use my story.
Yes.
Around class 1, class 2, I never used to perform well.
Yes.
That nilikuwa moshadha then. But yeah, I used to be the last one.
Oh, too bad for you.
Nilikuwa nagonga last huko. Now, when I was transferred from home to Kisumu, I managed to be number 3.
All right.
So I don't know what happened in between.
Yeah.
Maths was just, everything with maths was good.
Yes.
Yeah, just studying was just fine. So I don't know what happened when I was huko, and then nika transition huku. Everything just, it changed. I was even shocked.
Yeah. The environment does affect as much as the attitude, your attitude towards a certain subject, for example. So if you're in an environment where you feel even the teachers who are teaching you are not treating you as you should be treated, and so forth, and you don't have enough time to interact with your books, then it becomes a challenge to master what you are trying to read, because reading takes effort. It is mental work. So the environment can affect.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So what practical steps can parents, schools, library, and governments take to promote reading culture?
The practical steps. Number 1 would be psychoeducation. Just let people know that reading is good. There are many benefits you derive when you do reading. You exercise your brain. There's someone who said, I think it is St. Augustine, who said that the world is a book, and those who do not travel read only 1 page. So let people know that there are many benefits you accrue when you read. That is number 1 practical step. Number 2 is to avail books. We have libraries like the Kenya National Library Service. They give learners an opportunity, a conducive environment where they can read. Quiet environment, and they provide materials in different disciplines. That is something very, very, very crucial when it comes to now improving the reading culture. Then the other thing would be support by parents. If you are son or daughter is interested in reading, yes, in a certain area, just go to that extra length and avail that material to them. It could be in soft copy, it could be hard copy. Just that investment is worth it. Huh? Yeah. And of course, I know the government is also doing something towards that by having national reading days and cultural days and things like that. Even things like the trade fair, the Nairobi International Trade Fair, where authors are allowed to display their books and even sell them. So that can help. And I also think that the church can also come in by just ensuring that they tell the members, because even mosques, to do something concerning reading, because it can help them improve the quality of their lives. Yeah.
So, what qualities should an author consider when looking for a publishing house?
Well, the qualities an author should look for. Number one is, and most important, is a track record. If a publisher is known for disappointing authors, then you should not be the next one to get your fingers burnt by going to seek services, publishing services from them. So look at their track record. Secondly, look at the professional relationship that the publisher has with the clients. Yeah, see how you are treated. Are these people you can access when you need to talk to them? Are these people who have clear communication channels, or they go missing in action when you need them most? And then, of course, the professional angle, you need to check how they are treating the material you are presented to them. Then, of course, we have confidentiality. Ensure that the people you are dealing with are committed enough. The publishers you are dealing with are committed enough to keep your material confidential, because this is your intellectual property. Yeah. Then I would say things to do with observing deadlines, ability to observe deadlines, because you cannot consider publishing a book forever. You have to set timelines and abide by them. Yeah. So those are some of the things someone should consider. Then even the quality of the work that is delivered. If a publisher delivers shoddy work to another client out there, you should not be the next one to go and get your fingers burnt. Those are some of the things I would say one should consider.
So how long does it take you to maybe publish this one?
The length of time it takes to publish a book depends on a few things. Number one, how refined is a manuscript? Because if an author were to deliver a manuscript that is almost printed ready, then we can consider doing the cover in a maximum of 2 days, 48 hours, and then we can have layout done in an equal number of days, 48 hours. Then from there, of course, after the layout, we submit the material back to the author for review, so that we're in agreement, because we know a book is a permanent record. So
true.
Once we do that, then we now go to the next stage, which is the printing stage. And 2 to 3 working days.
2 to 3 working days
should be enough for printing and delivery.
Wow.
Yes.
That is fast.
Yeah, 2 to 3 working days for up to 500 copies. If they are printing 1,000 or more copies, maybe that can take maybe 5 working days. Yeah, or less. We usually set a higher target so that we don't disappoint our clients. But 2 to 3 working days, we are doing 300 copies, 400 copies, then that should be possible. Yes.
So I want you to face that camera and tell the audience the services that Veritas House offer to authors.
Right. Now, the services we offer as a publishing house include, number one, content generation. We create content for authors, of course, in consultation with them. They tell us the concept that they want to be put in a book, and we help them do that. That is content generation. Secondly, we do editing and proofreading. If you have already developed your manuscript and you need a professional copy editor, we do that. And then we also do layout and typesetting, where we now organize the material ready for publication. We also do acquisition of ISBN. We get that from the Kenya National Library Services on behalf of our authors. We also do cover design. We have graphic designers who help us do that at a fee, of course. And then finally, we also do bulk printing. We can print as many as 10,000 copies, even 20,000 copies of your book if you so wish. And we can also print as few as 50, even 30 copies of your book. So we offer the whole spectrum of services from when you conceive your idea to when you have the material published. On top of that, we also offer consultancy when it comes to organizing book launches. We have done this with many authors. We walk you through the journey of organizing a successful book launch. So basically, that's what we do.
So I understand you've published more than 35 books and over.
35 authors.
Yeah, 35 authors,
Yes.
both international
Yes.
and local, right?
Yes.
So what sets you apart differently to other publishing houses? What makes you stand out?
Well, as a publishing house, the one thing we don't do is to compromise with quality. We would rather take our time to read through a manuscript, to revise it again and again, to make sure that we get the correct quality. In terms of language, in terms of grammar, you will not find those mistakes in the material we have published. Of course, that does not mean that we are angels. We are human. We make mistakes, but only the inevitable mistakes are going to manifest in books. So that is number one. Then we are also very careful in our relationship with our clients. We treat them with respect. We don't cross our professional boundaries. We give feedback when it should be given. And we are available for consultations whenever our clients need us to do that. Then I would say we are also very careful to ensure that the content that goes out there meets the standards, international standards. So we have a quality assurance team that reads through the material we intend to publish and gives us their feedback on the same, and we advise authors accordingly. So quality is our running call.
Quality.
Yes.
Quality matters.
It does. And the members of our viewers are free to look at the books we have published and verify that for themselves. Yes.
So how can aspiring authors get in touch with Veritas House in order to shape their...
Yeah, any aspiring author can get in touch with us through phone number. We have our official phone number is 0728 983 353. Let me say that again, 0728 983 353. You can give us a phone call or talk to us on WhatsApp. Then we also have an email address, Veritas House Publishers @gmail.com. I will be more than glad to help. Yes.
So as you're finishing up, I want you to address young people, youths, just young people. And then now you can now address authors in general, but start with the young people.
Oh yes, there are many opportunities for you to either become writers or even do publishing yourselves. I know this is a podcast for young people. If you have that vision to write a book and publish, kuna nafasi yako. So I would encourage you to continue shaping your vision, read widely, especially in the journals that you desire to publish in, and just expose yourself to opportunities out there. Establish authors, establish connection with them, be under their mentorship. And once you do this, the sky can never be the limit for you. So there's a lot of hope for you. You have your whole life ahead of you. So there are opportunities for you. That's for the young people. Then for the others, if you have been sitting on a manuscript that you wish to see manifested in a book, this is the right time. You can get in touch and we can help you actualize that dream. And we treat our clients with utmost faith, good faith, and unconditional positive regard until we see them manifesting the greatness, the seed of greatness that they carry. So karibuni sana.
So maybe do you have a social media accounts where we can get you?
Yes. Veritas House Publishers is on Instagram as Veritas House Publishers, and we are also on Facebook as Veritas House Publishers. And you can also chat us on those platforms.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And it was an honor to have you on set.
It's a privilege.
Actually, I've learned a lot, and I think it's a privilege.
Awesome.
And
Thank you so much for having me.
thank you.
Mm.
And to the young people outside there, I'll really urge you to visit this and also take that initiative to write one. Every person have a story. So through that, you can have something to document about yourself. Maybe people will get to also learn more about that. And I always say this, it is not the movement of clock that brings the newness of life, but newness of mind. Tafakari hayo. Until next time, see you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.